Hi, welcome back to Motech Performance. I'm Mike, behind the camera is Jay. And behind me we have our 135i sitting on our M-W1s and a black M135i about to leave us for Tony on also M-W1s. But behind Jay is our biggest investment yet, the M-W4. So we're in the lounge here at Motech and I wanted to just have a sit-down conversation with, well, the camera and Jay, about why this is such a big investment for us. You know, going forward, wheels is a huge part of our business going forward. By the end of this year, so the end of 24, we will actually have 6 styles out in a number of different fitments and colour choices as well. And it's something that we are very keen on pushing forward. It really gives us a bit more of an identity and pushing the brand further where we want it to be and kind of separates it from everybody else. So investment in the wheels, now that may sound sort of strange, what sort of investment is needed? Well, forged wheels are made differently to cast wheels. They're actually a lot more expensive and fitment is obviously a bit more tailored. Where the cast wheels like the M-W1, M-W3, they come in one fitment, G20, G21, G22, etc. Staggered fitment, 8.5 front, 10 rear. Where these, they're going to come in different fitments. So they're mainly for M cars to start with. We are later in the year dropping R8, 911, Hurricane and things like that. But the M cars is quite important for us. So we have a particular wheel for the M cars. So this will only fit at the minute M2, 3, 4, 5, 8, things like that. So we have a 19-inch option for the front and 20-inch option for the rear, which is just a direct tyre swap out. We're seeing a lot of people want to do that because it's quite costly if you bought a brand new car to change the tyres out and TPMS units when they're already pretty good, but the original wheels look too small. Hence why we've gone for a wheel like this that looks a lot bigger than what it is. So 19, 20-inch will be available. And then if you wanted to do 20-inch and 21-inch, we also offer that as well. So the wheels are actually going to come out in 4 finishes. So in this vlog, you're going to see 2 finishes. So you're going to see the silver, which is behind me, and of course the satin black. Then in the middle, we're actually flying out to AC Schnitzer next week. So you're going to see a few AC Schnitzer vlogs. Then we will drop the wheels when they're ready to go. Yet again, back to that investment, what I mean by wheels ready to go is we're going to have stock of the wheels in raw and then unpainted. Now what that means is the wheels aren't drilled and the offset isn't set. So if you wanted a set of forged wheels at the minute, you're probably talking about 7 to maybe 8 weeks lead time, unless you wanted to air freight them, which probably be down to about 4 to 5. We will have stock. So generally turnaround in busy periods should be no more than about 2 weeks, and unbusy periods about 10 days. That's one of the 4 fitments and any offset, whether you want the stance fitment or the the OEM fitment, both available. So 10-day turnaround is quite impressive for a forged wheel. So actually having stock. Not many people do that in the UK, and the equivalent of that in car costs is an M4. So yes, our M4 has left us and you can see where that money has now been put into more stock to push us forward. We are really excited. We've only actually seen the wheels in the satin here and the silver. So this is the sample set. So you're probably about to see some B-roll of the wheels on the car in the stance offset. These wheels then get stripped basically and then refinished in the Porsche Redeemer Gold and the gloss black, which we will show you in a few vlogs time. So keep an eye out for that one. Sample set we have to order in, so that's a huge cost. So they'll manufacture one set, air freight them in, but it lets us be able to test fit them and then make vlogs like this. So in the unit right now, we actually have Jimmy from Remus's UK car in it with a set of silver wheels fitted. So let's go and check that out and see what you think. So behind me you see this stunning M3 Touring. We've had it in for a number of times before. It's currently sitting on the I-back front spring, so you can really see how the wheel starts to look when I give it a bit of tuck. Now, what's interesting about this particular car, it runs 20-inch front, 21-inch rear. So it's a 10J and an 11J, and we use a standard tyre size from the 1000M, so it's the Yokohama star-rated tyre. So the tyre spec is perfect. Now, we can also run these as a 19-20-inch option. So the front of this particular wheel would actually be the rear of the 19-20-inch if you didn't want to do a tyre swap. So if you just wanted to keep the original tyres and keep the car a bit more OEM, then obviously we can offer that as well. So talking a bit about offsets now. Now, we sort of said previously that we actually get the wheels brought to us in raw, hence why we can turn them around pretty quickly, any fitment and any offset. So we've gone for silver against this car. It works really, really well. It's just that sort of nice contrast, and the red calipers punching through the silver works great. So on this particular car, we're running an ET8 all the way around, and pull that back into like an ET18. On the other side, we actually run the AC Schnitzer wheel, which is a bit more of a sort of factory offset, a bit more of a sort of OEM look, and this side is a bit stance. Now the reason why we've done that, if you didn't want to lower your car, or you weren't going particularly aggressive on styling, or you didn't have a leery colour, then probably that fitment might be better for you. But if you do have a car like this with the Maxton kit and the AC Schnitzer spoiler and the Remus exhaust, and you do want that sort of stance look and that real sort of OEM plus or that modified look, whatever you want to call it, then this is a slightly better offset for you. And as you can see, the wheels have that amazing dish on the rear. They've got some real depth to it. And the fact it still runs a 295 tyre, it's the same as a 1000M, to get that dish onto it, it is amazing. We've worked really, really hard to get the wheel as deep as possible to pass the calipers and not to give you any problems. So as you've already seen some B-roll of our sample wheels fitted to a number of different cars, Isle of Man Green, and of course this touring behind us as well. Keep an eye on our social media because we've actually fitted them to a red M2, which is going to be online very soon as well. Let us know what you think. Do you prefer the silver or the satin black? But in not next week's vlog, but the week after that, we believe, will be the two other finishes, the gloss black and the Porsche New Redeemer Gold on a black M2. So make sure you stay tuned for that one and let us know what you would pick. Thanks a lot.